I call Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I just would like to thank the member for pointing out that it is actually a conscience issue and that I am taking a conscience issue and I will be voting for this legislation. And I will actually take point with that member. If members of the public listen to that opposition member's speech, they would think that on Easter Sunday, New Zealand was shut down. Everything was shut down. There was no hospitals, there was no police officers, nobody on duty. We've turned the lights out and we've actually gone home for the day and we do nothing as a family. That spending time with the family does not mean we actually travel to different parts of New Zealand. That as family, we actually want to go and do things together as tourists, that within our own country, we also act as tourists, that we do actually visit some cities that are actually not open to tourists. And this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to give people the choice to open up for those tourist market, that if those cities that want to open up, then they can. And so and then they can enjoy it with the family. That's right, Mr. Bakshi. I am exactly. And sometimes, as a migrant, well, not a new migrant, sir, but I've been here for like nearly 30 years, but it used to really surprise me that having grown up overseas and coming to New Zealand and seeing New Zealand shut down at a particular hour, that was really, really surprising. You know, closing shops at 5 o'clock when, you know, in other cities, you know, shops are open till 10, midnight, all night, and 24/7. And it is about choice, sir. It's about people wanting to have that choice to either go spend the money, do shopping, do touristy things, go and spend time with their family and have meals at a restaurant, whatever it is their choice. So I'm really pleased to be able to take a call on the first reading of the Shop Trading Hours Amendment Bill, and I commend the Minister for bringing this to the House. So, do you know, just in the last few years, as the Minister had actually pointed out, there have been a number of debates about the Easter trading law, including the private member's bill of my colleague and my next-door neighbour, Jackie Dean, and Honourable Todd McLeay as well. Each time it was debated in this House, it fell short on the mark due to an odd amalgam of voting behaviour and a mix of reasons by MPs for opposition to the change. And I think, you know, well, today we're able to see that the beginning of the end of the debate for New Zealand shopkeepers and businesses. This House will give back the communities the decision to decide when and where and how their ratepayers and communities want to operate their Easter period. When my colleague, the member for Waitaki, Jackie Dean said, when she spoke on the bill, she actually said that and I quote, Easter trading is just such a contentious issue, and any proposed change always gives rise to questions about how to strike a balance between the interests of business and the interests of employees alongside public recognition of activities, and I close quote. And sir, I'd like to add my own by adding religious and cultural significance of that date as well, sir. For Christians, it's the foundation of our faith, where Christ died on the cross and his resurrection proves him to be the Son of God. But modern day New Zealand is actually a multicultural one. It's actually a multi-ethnic one, and it's actually a multi-religious one. It's secular, and the needs of one should not overweigh the needs of another, sir. I believe that. The law changes that we're proposing today, we debate today, to seek to address the balance, sir. And this law will give the decision-making powers back to the people, a long-term fair and appropriate solution that will not burden communities with a law that they do not actually want, sir. And, you know, earlier I think it was Mr. Ian Lees-Galloway who was actually saying that, you know, he wants a one law for all. Is that right? I mean, but, you know, it's Easter trading is actually not about central planning. We have different rules for different cities, and there are some cities in New Zealand that can actually trade during Easter, and there are some that you can't. And what we're trying to say is that we actually need to give the decision back to the people for them to decide, because they can have the choice, and we do actually trust them. Sir, this is a great bill, and I, as the chair of the Commerce Select Committee, look forward to the submissions on this bill. Thank you very much. I commend the bill to the House.